What is a taxonomy article? And it might also be called a systematic literature review, and there's probably other names for it as well. But really what it is an article or piece of research that helps you understand a broad topic and breaks down for you the big components, if you like. So it's quite useful to introduce yourself to that topic by reading what's called a taxonomy article or a systematic literature review. And the researcher has done the hard work for you of scanning the landscape of all the relevant literature and then creating some sort of framework or structure. So taxonomy is a structure or a hierarchy of something, so that you can link all the different components back to an overall picture. And having that overall picture is always very helpful, because as a researcher you do need to go into depth. You need to identify the gap in the literature, and then your research is going to expose that gap and develop research questions around it and gather data and then increase the level of knowledge that we have around that gap. But you're not going to be able to find the gap that you're interested in if you don't have a broad enough sense of what is happening in that field. So you can do that by reading widely and attempting to develop your own taxonomy or structure or framework of all the relevant literature, or you can go and actually seek out those articles, and they've done that hard work for you. So I'd really advise, in your field, if you're just getting into researching and investigating it, go look out those taxonomy articles. The benefit that I find from those types of articles is that it means I'm not missing anything, and I can be very intentional about excluding certain areas that I'm not maybe that interested in, or that I'm not going to go and do any research in, but then pick the 2 or 3 that I am interested in, and I know how those relate to others that I'm not obviously going to have the time or the willingness to go in and investigate. So it's just about a conscious decision of putting your efforts in the right place. And if you don't have that broad perspective of the topic, then you might go too deep, or you might miss something out, or you might set up your thesis statement incorrectly and go in and research something that you maybe should have been focusing your efforts elsewhere. So taxonomy articles, systematic literature reviews, those types of papers are very useful to get an overall picture of the landscape of work that you're interested in, so that you can then dive in deeper and see where you want to spend more time.